We're honored to have him here today. Please welcome Governor Andrew Cuomo.
Thank you very much. First, Brian Kelly, thank you very much for that kind introduction and for your help with this program. To President Levy, Technion University, which is really an amazing institution and what it does for Israel and what it does for the world. We're so honored to have Technion coming right here to Roosevelt Island. They're partnering with Cornell. I said to the president, if it wasn't for the snowstorm, we could go take a quick ride and look at the progress. But we are so excited about welcoming Technion here. And let's give the president a round of applause for his great work. Ambassador Aharoni, you could not have a better advocate for Israel. You couldn't have a better bridge with the United States and with New York. The ambassador just does a great job. It's a pleasure to be with you, Mr. Ambassador. To the Nobel laureates, I'm not smart enough to say anything to you, so just welcome to being to New York. To Mortimer Zuckerman, Mort and I have worked on many projects together. You heard that we traveled to Israel together when Hamas was bombing at that critical point in time in summer 2014. It was a difficult trip. We put together a delegation. It was difficult for Mort, but he agreed to do it because it was the right thing for Israel. But it was difficult from the start. It was actually the first time in many years Mort actually flew commercial to go to Israel, and that in and of itself was something, but we got there. Now, just as a point of clarification, anyone who reads Mort's news publication and reads the constant criticism and some would say mocking of me, you might have the misimpression that he means it in a negative way. He doesn't. I believe it comes from a place of deep love and caring. And he just wants to give me the best advice possible at all times and keep me on the right path. Just yesterday, he called up in the middle of the storm, and he had profound advice. He said, Andrew, 2 words, shovel faster. Beautiful, right? It was pure gold. Said it all. Concise, terse. What a beautiful writer and an orator he is. Just this morning, he said to me, Andrew, do you know what you do when you speak before a panel of Nobel laureates and you are you? I said, no. Be brief, he said. Once again, cuts right to the chase. But seriously, all the people in this room know that Mort Zuckerman is a New York treasure. What he has done for this state, what he has done for this country, and that he is a champion and advocate for Israel, and I believe one of Israel's most effective advocates in the United States. This program brings all of that together. And we thank him very much from the bottom of our hearts. Mort Zuckerman. The intelligence of these scholars in this program is unquestionable. Throughout the ages, the STEM disciplines always improve the quality of life generation to generation. But I think they may actually determine the future for this generation. When you look at so many of our challenges that we're dealing with now will require solutions from science and technology, energy generation, military defense systems, weather management, climate change, food supply. All these riddles are going to have to be solved by science and technology. As you heard, New York is focusing on the STEM area. We offer scholarships for college students who will pursue STEM disciplines. We have advanced career training for our professors who will continue their training in STEM courses. We've invested very heavily in the nanotech industry, which is now a global leader in upstate New York, and in alternative weather and energy solutions, which is also doing magnificently well in upstate New York. It's in a marriage between academia and commercialization. We're excited about the Cornell Technion partnership that I think is going to take all of this to the next level. But today's announcement goes even further to me, because it's not just about the STEM disciplines. Underlying it is the concept of collaboration and of partnership and of bringing two great powers together. And for those issues that the STEM discipline can't solve, issues like bringing different religions together and different cultures together and different countries together, that's where the fellowship between Israel and the United States of America, I believe, is going to be critical. And I believe it comes at a critical time. When I was a young man, one of my first trips to Israel was to see Shimon Peres, who was a friend of my father, and he was very kind to make time to see me. I've read in the paper that his health, he's ailing, and I hope he gets better soon. But he's been a hero of mine all my life. And one of the first points he made was, he said, you know, Andrew, terrorism is much more real to Israel than it is in America. He said, you can understand it intellectually, but you don't live with it every day the way we do. And when you live with it every day, it takes on a different impact in your life. So America, his point was, is intellectually simpatico with the problem, but doesn't have the same visceral reaction to terrorism. I've thought about that many times over the years. And I think that it is true. For so many years in America, terrorism was a problem that was over there. It was in the Middle East. You saw it on TV news. It became real once in a while. World Trade Center bombings in the 90s, 9/11, certainly. But it was not a day-to-day event that governed the way we live our lives, the way it was in Israel. And now all of that has changed, almost in a moment. In some ways, the internet opened a portal for that hatred to come through with a click of a mouse. And just the way Israel was on the border, in many ways now America is on that border. And we're feeling the day-to-day pressure and terrorism that Israel has felt for so many years. Europe is now feeling it. And this country, now anywhere USA, anytime USA, there can be a terrorist strike. It can be San Bernardino, California. It can be Rochester, New York on New Year's Eve. And that urgency of terrorism changes the entire field and the entire body politic. Now is a moment to forge a collaboration with Israel stronger, bolder than ever before. Prime Minister Netanyahu was right. The enemy for the terrorists is modernity, and the enemy is democracy. And for so many years, it was just Israel's location that made them the prime target. But the fundamental battle impacts this country and every democracy on the globe. And that's why these collaborations are more important than ever before. You put science, technology, and fellowship together, and that is the answer for a better future, a future that is stronger, smarter, and safer than it has been. And that's what this program is all about, and we should all applaud that. The wisdom, the intelligence, we wouldn't expect anything less from Mort Zuckerman. To all those who were involved, I say bravo, and it's my honor to be a part of it as the governor of the great state of New York. Thank you.
Governor, thank you. Appreciate that. And, you know, again, we appreciate your presence here on a day when you have a few things on your plate.